All right, it's been reported that most African countries will not have enough COVID-19 vaccine doses to vaccinate at least 60% of their population needed to achieve herd immunity and defeat the coronavirus. So as a result, Global Citizen is calling on governments, companies and philanthropists to pledge more funds to get at least 2 billion COVID-19 vaccine doses, as well as tests and treatments to lower-income countries to safeguard their citizens. To this end, the Vax Live concert, a first of its kind, will get underway in May. It is a global broadcast event to call on world leaders to commit to equitable distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine so that we can end the pandemic for everyone, everywhere. For more on this, we're joined by Chebet Chikumbu, who is Global Citizen's Regional Director for East and Southern Africa. It's good to have you, Chebet. Thanks very much for joining us.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having me, Leanne.
All right. So tell us a little bit more about this Vax Live. How did the idea come about and how is it going to work?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we launched our recovery plan for the world, which was really focused on looking at how we can tackle the most critical health, economic, and social challenges linked to the pandemic. We've all experienced the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. And what we know is that our immediate focus is to end the pandemic, and we need to defeat the virus by ensuring that we can democratize vaccine access for everyone, everywhere. And so a central part of this call, as you have highlighted, is calling on governments, philanthropists, and the business community to participate in funding the Access to COVID-19 Tools Act Accelerator to ensure that there are enough COVID-19 vaccines for lower-income countries, and particularly for more than 27 million heroic health workers in the world, 6.5 million of them on our African continent that need access to the vaccine so that we can recover and get back on track in terms of where we were in tackling these economic, health, and social challenges linked to the pandemic. And so that is really what inspired our Vax Live campaign. It is really intended to gather our global citizens to take action and call on our leaders who have the capacity, who have the financial capability to make commitments towards the Act Accelerator, and to help democratize vaccine access and to help us see this shift from countries that have surplus doses to those lower income countries that are needing it the most at this time.
So what is the intention? I mean, how does this actually work is it a live event, but a streamed event? How does it actually go? How is it going to work?
So it's a campaign that we launched yesterday that culminates to the live event taking place on the 8th of May. The event is in a broadcast format, and we're very excited that we've been able to collaborate with world leaders, artists, the philanthropic community, the business community, and of course, powered by our global citizens to ensure that we can witness financial commitments being made towards this very important endeavor. And in addition to that, we are, while we are calling on world leaders to help on the equitable distribution of vaccines, we're also mindful that the critical component of addressing vaccine hesitancy once vaccines are available. And so to that end, we're also launching Vax Because, which is a hub that is intended to drive candid conversations where engaged citizens can ask questions that they have around the vaccine and also lend their voice to sharing some of their own lived experiences around the vaccine uptake in their communities. You can gather more information on this and learn more through our vaxbecause.org hub. That's vaxbecause.org, where you can get more information on how we are generating candid conversations around the vaccine to end the pandemic.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that last year, if I'm not mistaken, there was, I know as a fact there was, because I was watching it, there was the Global Citizen a very similar initiative that was launched last year, also to raise funds. Talk to us about that one and the funds that were raised, however many, I think it was about $100 and something million. Where was that money spent? What was that for?
That's right, Leanne. So we're very proud of what we've been able to achieve as an organization, but more so what we've been able to achieve because of our global citizens taking action on our website and through our app. Because of this action taking, we were able to raise $127 million towards PPE in conjunction with the World Health Organization on our One World Together at Home campaign. That money that was raised went towards our regional responders on the ground to ensure that we could get the personal equipment, the protective equipment that was needed by frontline health workers. In addition to that, we rallied behind the Global Goal Unite for Our Future campaign. And through this campaign, we partnered with the European Union to raise $1.5 billion to fund the vaccine. We're very proud to report that in both instances, this money has been disseminated to the regional responders. It has gone towards funding the vaccine. You can learn more about the impact of both campaigns on our website as well, globalcitizens.org, to get a detailed view on where we stand in terms of the full allocation of those funds.
Yeah, because we know that the Global Citizen here, of course, was performing when it came as this huge festival in South Africa, and it was a massive event that took place. And, with all the names that, one dreams of watching live in concert performing, and, there was talk that there was over 100 billion rand raised after that festival, which was in 2018. I know we featured some of the beneficiaries here on the program, but when you're talking to 100 billion rand, and this is a lot of money that could go a very far way, and you would hope to see real tangible differences that we can see. But it just, I suppose maybe hearing from you would be better. What is it that actually changed ever since that festival in 2018?
So what has changed from the festival in 2018 and what continues to change is that this money is distributed to communities on the ground. We are mostly led and influenced by the impact that we can have at a grassroots level. We work very closely with NGOs on the ground. We work closely as part of an ecosystem along with our business community leaders, government, philanthropists, to understand where the funds and resources are most needed. And so in a similar effect with Vax Live, as we saw with Mandela 100, we're really here to address the most pressing thing, which is to ensure that we can see the end of the pandemic. We want to ensure that we see a global recovery plan in effect and that we can really get back on track. Some staggering statistics from the World Bank revealed that 150 million people could be pushed back into extreme poverty if we don't band together and get behind, collectively get behind the cause of ending the pandemic as an immediate focus, which is why our current endeavor, which is true to our mission, is our global citizens and inspiring action taking towards ending the pandemic and making sure we can democratize vaccine access, making sure that we can increase donations of vaccine doses to lower income nations, making sure that we can build vaccine confidence once vaccines are available, and promoting vaccine uptake globally, regionally, locally, down to the grassroots level, and really making sure that we can have can see equitable access for everyone everywhere. We know that there's no safety without equity, and as an advocacy organization, this is really what matters to us and what we'll continue advocating through all campaigns that we are a part of.
So this Vax Live, when we talk about this concert, is it primarily for the fundraising here on the African continent for the vaccine? Is that the idea, or is it more of a global campaign to try and help other continents that are struggling as well, or is this an African initiative?
So this is a global initiative, and the way in which we are localizing our campaign is to firstly ensure that we are working with our local and regional business community philanthropists and calling on them to participate in funding and financing the COVAX facility within the ACT Accelerator. And then secondly, working alongside our domestic government to really call on our world leaders and ensuring that any surplus doses are redistributed equitably to lower income nations. So that is really the way in which we are ensuring that we are localizing this truly global campaign. We've got incredible coverage. The event itself on the 8th of May will be broadcast across the world. We're working with our local broadcast distributors to ensure that our African audience is able to see it, to see the outcome of the action taking, to see the funds that have been raised towards ensuring that those vaccine doses, those dollars for doses, are truly raised to ensure that we vaccinate more than 27 million heroic health workers and 6.5 million of them being on the African continent. So that's who we're advocating for, and that's why this really matters for us.
All right. Well, I see the lineup hosted by Selena Gomez, performances Jennifer Lopez, Eddie Vedder, Foo Fighters, J Balvin, her. Any African artist expected to join the lineup, or is it still sort of a concert in development or under construction?
There's more to come. We are looking forward to speaking to you further, just as we're expanding a little bit more around our artists. But the artist that you have mentioned is, who we can expect at this time. And the campaign in itself is really where we want to rally that action taking and drive people to take action on globalcitizens.org, but also to participate in the candid conversations on vaccine uptake and building confidence linked to the vaccine on our hub, vaxbecause.org. And then, of course, we look forward to speaking to you again soon, Leanne, to talk about the broadcast concert on the 8th of May.
All right. Thanks so much for talking to us. Vax Live, it's a concert taking place, first of its kind, getting underway in May, and this is trying to raise funds to get more vaccines for particularly the medical workers around the world. So that's Chebet Chikumbu, who is the Global Citizens Regional Director for East and Southern Africa. All right, let's take a break. We'll then take a look at some of your responses to our question of the day. Stay tuned.
The SABC abides by the Code of Conduct of the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa, the BCCSA. As such, we are committed to being truthful, accurate and fair, exercising exceptional care and consideration with all our broadcast content. If you have complaints or object to any SABC content, you can call the BCCSA on 011 326 3198 or send a fax to 011 326 3130 or email bccsa@nabsa.co.za or write to PO Box 412 365, Craig Hall 2024.